Hello, this is Matthew Miller from the ZDNet Mobile Gadgeteer. Now, I just put an article together a couple weeks ago talking about the Nook, the new Nook Touch, and how I thought it was the best ebook reader around for a number of reasons. And then I had some comments asking me about the new Kobo Touch that was just announced, and I said I would give it a chance. And so here it is in my hand. This is the new Kobo Touch Reader Edition, or eReader, and I have to say it's a toss-up right now. And I'll talk about it here. There's a couple things that really make this more compelling to me, and then there's a couple things that maybe the Nook. But I would say now that both of these are the top two. I like them better than the Kindle for reasons of getting my old EPUB content on there through the Adobe Digital Editions, and also being able to get public library books. Things like that. So let's take a walk around the new Kobo here, and then I'll talk about some of the differences between the Kobo and the Nook. So as you can see, to start off with, what the Kobo does is it shows you the book that you're reading, and that is in sleep mode. They show the cover of the book, and it says how much you've read, 1%, and then it says up here, slide and release power to start. So if we see the Kobo here, we see it's all covered in a soft touch material. This one in particular has black on the front. It has a single button at the bottom that I'll show you how that works in a minute. And then there's nothing on the left side, nothing on the right side. Only thing on the bottom is a micro USB port, which you use to both charge and transfer content to it. And then over here on this side, there's a micro SD card slot, so you can add, I believe, up to 32 gigabyte card for plenty of more storage. And then on the top is where there is the slider lock switch button right there. It's a metal lock switch you slide back and forth. And then on the back, you can kind of see it here. It's in black. This is kind of nice. This has a it's kind of a quilted kind of feel, but it is that soft touch material. It has a really nice feel to it. It feels great in your hand. And as you can see, I think on the box here, yeah. So on the box they have white. Well, here we go. We have silver, a pink, a blue, and a black, and white, I guess, are the colors. This particular one is the black one, obviously. And then, as you can see, it fits extremely well on my hand. It's nice and thin. It's a nice feeling device. So that's the hardware. Also, the screen, of course, this is the new. This is the 6-inch, same 6-inch type of eInk screen. It has the new eInk material on there, which escaping me at the moment. But it's the latest and greatest eInk, which is what the Nook has as well. So if I was to press the home button here, that would do nothing. Excuse me. We have to go up and hit the lock switch slider, so we slide that. And this is the new home screen that they have. Now, I've got a lot of pictures in my image gallery as well. So as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my most recently read titles here. And this is a touch screen, very similar to how the new Nook uses, with infrared around the sides to pick up on your touch, and it works extremely well. So here's the last 5 that I might have read. At the bottom we can sync things. We can tap on the question mark to go to the help file, and if I push this again, we jump back to the home screen. And this gear icon, of course, launches settings. So in settings here, you see there's a count, there's sleep and power, so you can control the time, and then there'll be buttons up top to control back if you wanted to go back. There's some notifications when you win an award. That's one thing. It has they both have social aspects. This one has Facebook as well, and this one also has an award system, kind of like earning achievements on games and things like that. Here's some device information. Onboard storage has 1.4 gigs of space for quite a few books. It has wireless. This is a Wi-Fi. It's right now on airplane mode. I'll go ahead and turn that off and let us connect. Now, one thing you can see here in the wireless connection is this says launch a browser, and the Kobo, or the Nook, does not have a browser. Well, it has a browser, but it's you have to do some figuring out to get to the browser. This one has it in the wireless connection, so you could actually say launch browser. Let's make sure it's going to connect to the network here. I believe I do have my home network. This is the web browser, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how we go to the ZDNet page. So let's just go back here. Oops, I need to space. It's a touch screen keyboard, fairly responsive. I'm just going to go to the main. I'll go to my site. It's a lot of letters, is all I'm saying. Mobile Gadgeteer. I would never use an eInk device myself for browsing much, but it's there if you need it. And go. Okay. So you'll be able to see here in a second. As you can see, it loads fairly fast. And there we go. Just getting the pictures loaded up. So that's the browser on board. Now let's jump back out into more important stuff like reading, right? So that's all the settings. Let me see. There was a wireless connection about. Extras has some kind of a sketch which you can actually draw on it. Again, I'm not too concerned about that. I want the reading experience. So let's go ahead and jump into, well, I'll show you the store, or the library. Tap on the library, you got books, magazines, preview, shortlist. Let's just tap the books. As you can see, there's a bunch of books in my library, and you can view them in different ways. As you can see here, you can view it by cover art, kind of like a list view, or just a single page view. Right? And then we can go to the store. And as long as you're connected, you can, look at free books, top picks, search. Let's just go to the storefront to show you that. Again, you're going to need a Wi-Fi connection. So here's the store. You can browse, you can search the store, great reads, different ways to access the storefront and purchase a book. Say SAP New York Times fiction bestsellers. And prices are the same as they always are in all of these things. So here's a James Patterson book. Just kind of show you what it looks like. You can say buy now, preview the book. You can download parts of it. You can also look at the reviews and things like that. Find out more about the books. So let's just get into the reading. So here's Game of Thrones. I don't have HBO, so I'm going to read the books. I bought this one a while ago on Kobo. So here we are reading the book, right? And now, since this Kobo reader has no physical buttons on the front other than the center one, everything is done by either a tap or a swipe. So you could just simply swipe like you would turn a book, right? Just turn it like you're turning pages, or you can just tap on the right or tap on the left to go forward or backwards. Now, if you tap in the center, similar to the Nook, you get some options down here. So the first one is a bunch of different options: table of contents, update a bookmark, highlights, remove from the short list, mark as finished, access the dictionary, or advanced settings. Let's tap on advanced settings. And this thing is different than the Nook here. This is kind of cool because the Nook defaults to refreshing the screen every 6 pages. And that's fine, and that's what this one is preset. But you also have the option to change that, refresh if you want, less than 6 pages. I don't really know why you want to, but that's something you have. You can also have margin page numbers, and that's mainly a Adobe PDF thing. So jump over here. As you can see, highlights, remove from short list, mark as finished. The next one is the go to, and you can see down below. There's a slider. We can slide to it back and forth to go to the end, go to the beginning, go back, or just slide our finger along and go to different pages. And the other one is your fonts and things like that. So here we go. We have font face. Tap on that. You can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right now. And these just came in an update, so there may be more coming later, but right now we've got 7 different fonts. And then we've got a font sizer, and you simply slide it up and down on the bar, and plus or minus with font size, line spacing, and margins. And I'll put these in the review, but there's more options on the Kobo than there are on the Nook. And then you have justification and then Kobo styling. And then you just tap that again to get back out, and then just tap back into the book to read. Now this does have a dictionary on board, so let's just tap on a word here. So I tap, that's not the word I wanted. I'm kind of getting the hang of this here. So I tap on the word. So lordlings is the word, right? Now you can grab these little bars and drag one down here, drag one over there, to be able to highlight or to add a bookmark to more than just one word. You could also then, we'll go ahead and tap it here so you can see. So that went ahead and did a highlight of that word. Let's go tap that word again, tap and hold. Let's do an A to Z, see what the dictionary says about it. So here it is. Dictionary meaning. And then we can also go to Facebook, and you can say something about that, and it says, and I was reading this book on the Kobo Touch, and you can leave a little post on your wall. And actually I have there highlighted, so there's back to lordlings. Let's check the dictionary on that. A little or insignificant lord. Okay. So you do have some highlighting and other functions. Let's go back there again one more time, and I'll show you how you can simply pull these down and change your highlighting and your editing and things like that. If I tap in here, see, it then highlights that whole section. And if I was to go back here, go back in this part, you can see the highlights. There we go. We've done some of the highlights that we have. So it's a very nice reading experience. Very similar screen, well, the same screen as on the Nook. So looking at the differences, a big one for me is the Nook is really kind of difficult to hold in a single hand. And what you can see, let's line these up. They're about the same height, but the Nook, and I've got pictures of this, it is a good, I don't know, it's at least a 1/4 inch, maybe half an inch wider than the Kobo. And that's a big difference, because in my hand this barely fits, and this one fits really comfortably in my hand. It feels great, especially with that back on there. So width in the hand is a big deal. Another difference is that the Nook, as you can see, has 4 hardware buttons. The Kobo has no hardware buttons for turning pages. It's all touch pages. Okay, so that's a fairly big difference as well. They both have a micro SD card and expansion memory and Wi-Fi and stores. The Kobo also has the integrated browser. The Nook has a browser, just not as easy to get to. The bookstores are fairly much the same, and price is similar as well. So it's really a choice of personal preference. Do you want hardware buttons for turning pages, and do you need a narrower device? And that's kind of the two big differences between the two. They're both fantastic. They both support EPUB. I've got my old Sony Reader EPUBs on here, some PDFs, things like that. So they're both good choices, and I plan to take a look at both of them moving forward, and looking for more software updates. So thanks for watching. Voice